All right, we are live. Let me just tweet this out and then we're good to go. Took me a couple seconds to get it running because my OBS has been like weirdly crashing lately. I really don't know what's causing it, but I have to run it in safe mode now. Anybody who knows anything about like OBS and content creation, I don't know. It's weird. OBS is just not working for me right now, but if I run it in safe mode, then it's fine. So we'll see. What's everyone doing? Or how's everyone doing? That's what I meant to say. All right. How's it going, everyone? Yeah, so this is just going to be a normal Q&A live stream. There's really no particular reason for the Q&A. It's just random stream that I felt like doing. I haven't done one in like in a month. I think last time we did one was for one of the events. I forget which one. It was either Comic-Con or no, it was the D23 event, the Disney thing. So that was the last one we did. And I know I'm probably not going to do another one for at least another month. So I was like, let's just do one in September just for fun and go from there. I love doing these. I love talking to everyone. I love answering questions. It's just fun. It's a fun thing to do. How's everyone doing? I just ate 100 milligram gummy. What kind of gummy we talking about? Because that could do a lot of different things depending on the gummy. Yeah, OBS does not give me a break ever. Honestly, technology in general has just not been giving me a break lately. There's been a lot of issues with tech-related stuff and video making, which maybe is why I'm a little behind on some videos. Which I actually want to talk about this to start. Like, apologies for, I feel like the past 2 weeks I've definitely not uploaded as much as I usually do. I think, I don't know how much it's been, but I feel like this is probably the least amount I've uploaded in like 2 weeks in a while. But I also got my wisdom teeth taken out. That was a whole thing, and I had to go through that for a couple days. And then a lot of you probably don't know this. I do have another channel where I cover video games, and in particular Call of Duty on that one channel. And anybody who's a fan of Call of Duty probably knows that a new beta just came out for a new game. There's been a lot of reveals lately, so I was covering that for a while, made a bunch of videos on that. And so it's been harder to find time for this channel right now, but I'm going to get back into the swing of things as soon as I can. American Horror Story, of course, we're watching that. I'm going to make an announcement right now of the next show we're going to be watching, because I have decided it's not like the next big show, though. It's the next show. We're going to watch it alongside American Horror Story. I'm not going to wait till I'm done with that to watch it, because it's a show that's not that many seasons currently. And let me just check to make sure of something real quick, because I did do a poll on my Patreon. If you're not on my Patreon, there are polls I do there, and I asked about a shorter TV series that we can react to, because I finished Band of Brothers, and I like doing 2 shows at a time, 2 like older shows at a time, and then whatever new shows come out we watch as they go along. That's fine. But when it comes to older shows, 2 at a time is my max, no more than that. And one of them is going to be always a long running series. So obviously Game of Thrones was a longer running series, 8 seasons is pretty long. And then American Horror Story is a lot of seasons, so that's obviously a long running series too. But I always want to have like a smaller, like less than 4 season show, something like that, something that's smaller, whether it's a mini series or whatever. And on my poll, the one that won, and okay, I'm going to let you guys know which show won. I did mention in the poll that this is not going to guarantee what I'm going to watch next, but it just helps me decide it. And this one won by a landslide, so I feel like I should do it. And it's a short show so far. I think there's more seasons coming out for it. And you know what? I'm gonna do a little thing where I'm gonna have it pull up on the screen with the logo and everything. Just and honestly, this is a show I've really never heard anything about. This is gonna be very like this is such a bootleg way to do it, but I want to do it like this. Hold on, let me open image. Okay. Oh, this is a terrible image though. I want to like pull up an image and do a whole like, I don't know, but I don't know anything about the show, so I really don't know what to expect from it, but okay, here we go. This is a decent image. I don't know. Okay. All right. This is the show we will likely be doing next. And when I mean next, I don't mean after American Horror Story. I mean like probably as soon as possible. All right. This show. You guys can't even see it. You can see the logo. You could see part of it. Yellow Jackets. That's the show. So this one won by a landslide on the poll. I'm gonna get rid of this because this is just graphically, this all looks terrible here. I did not plan that out whatsoever. But yes, Yellow Jackets. I don't know anything about it, but it did win the poll by a landslide. So we're probably going to be doing that next. There was a lot of other shows in the poll too. There's a couple that I might do just as well, like alongside all these other shows, because Arcane is one, for example. I know Arcane season 2 is coming out, and that'd be a good idea to watch the first season if the second season's coming out. I have a couple others that are in mind. Film It Lee, thank you so much for the $2 donation. Will you be reacting to Demon Slayer? It's great. Is Demon Slayer? I feel like I've heard of that before. Let me look it up. No like plans to do it, but yeah, I've heard of this, but no current plans for it. But I'm not opposed to it. Maybe one day I will. Who knows? Who knows? But yes, so Yellow Jackets is a show I would like to do. Like I said, I don't know anything about it. Like zero things about it, but it got a lot of votes in my poll, so I guess it's a liked show. I don't know, but that's exciting though, because not knowing like anything about a show is always fun. Are you planning on watching Dexter? So that's going to be on the polls when I do the show that we're going to watch after American Horror Story, because I know Dexter's a longer running series, so I would put that on the other poll that we're going to do. So if it wins, then yeah, I'll do it. But if it doesn't, then it'll have to wait, because I gotta listen to the polls. You know, that's how it is. And there's also a couple other shows that I have in mind, but it just depends on the timing. I know for a fact, in terms of new shows, we're gonna do The Penguin. Obviously, I'm very excited for The Penguin. We're gonna do I don't really want to do it, to be honest. Like I haven't liked any of the trailers for it. I feel like it just doesn't look like my kind of show, but I'm still gonna watch it, and hopefully it's good. And that is for Agatha, the new Marvel Agatha show. For some reason I just don't have any interest in it right now, but hopefully it's gonna be good. I don't know, maybe I'll watch it, I'll be blown away by it. I have no idea. So I'll definitely do that. And what other shows are coming out this year? Squid Game season 2, the Daryl Dixon show, comes out at the end of this month as well. There's a lot of stuff that we got going on. And then obviously next year there's even more. So why do you say technology fully like you're 40 years old? I think it's because I am 40 years old deep down. Deep down. Watching any shows personally, as in like shows on my own time? Actually, kind of, yeah. I've been watching... which some people might get mad at me for this, but you know, I can't react to every show on this show. I just can't. So some shows I'll just watch on my own if I know that people probably don't care to see my reaction to it, at least not many people. And that's Iron Fist and Luke Cage, because I've done Daredevil season 1, 2, and 3. I did Jessica Jones season 1. I did The Defenders, right? And I like those shows quite a bit. I liked all those seasons. And a lot of people told me, you know, they didn't really care for Iron Fist or Luke Cage, so they just didn't really care to see my reaction to it. And that was the general consensus on those video comments. I'm sure people out there would have liked to have seen my reactions to them, but like I said, I can't react to every show. It's just impossible. So I decided to watch those on my own, and I've been doing that recently in preparation for Daredevil Born Again, because there are some rumors that Iron Fist and Luke Cage might show up in it, actually, or at least there might be plans to have them show up in it or down the road at some point, as well as Jessica Jones. So I thought it'd be good to watch them. And I'm probably gonna do a whole ranking of like all the Marvel shows and seasons. And those shows are technically canon to the MCU now. That's what they've said. So I guess they're counted as MCU shows now. So when I rank the MCU shows and seasons, I want to include the Defenders stuff. So I'm going through and watching those right now. Like I said, on my own, I can't react to everything. I just can't do it. It's just too much. Hey, Fusion, how was your summer, man? It was good. You know, I had a fun time. It went by quick as hell, though. I mean, that's just how life is nowadays. Everything goes by so fast, and I want it to slow down, but it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't slow down. It's crazy. But it was fun. I had a good time. In The Walking Dead, who has the best weapon? I think Daryl. I would go Negan for sure with Lucille. Gotta be the best. Not the best practically, but the best in terms of like the coolest. Do you feel like The Walking Dead is rapidly declining? I honestly feel burnt out by it. I would never use the word declining. I feel like for me, The Walking Dead was more of a roller coaster in terms of the quality of it. Like it kind of went up and down. There was high points, there was low points, but like it just kept going up and down. You know, like I never felt like it was going up and then going down or going up. Like it was more so like one episode would be really amazing, then the next one might be like there was, I'm not even kidding. Like here's a great example. Season 10, episode 21 and season 10, episode 22. One of the worst episodes in the show, actually, no, the worst episode in the show, which was the one with Carol and Daryl with the rat, trying to kill the rat. Terrible episode. Worst episode of the show. And then the next episode is the Negan backstory episode, which is one of the best episodes of the show. Like you have two episodes so differing in quality, literally right next to each other. Like that is, yeah. So I feel like even nowadays it's like that too. We're like, there's stuff I'll love and then there's stuff I won't love. Like I really loved The Ones Who Live. I did, but I didn't like how it ended. Like I really wasn't a fan of how they wrapped it up. I liked aspects of it, but I didn't like the whole thing, you know? But I loved the first episode. I think it was like one of the best episodes in The Walking Dead history. So it really just is up and down. And I'm really excited for Daryl Dixon season 2. There's Norman Reedus has been really hyping up that season. Like I've seen the first episode already. I think it was okay. It wasn't like amazing or anything, but it was a fine episode of The Walking Dead. But he's been hyping up that season, like especially the finale. He says it's like the best episode in The Walking Dead. So I guess we'll see if he's right or wrong on that. But I don't know. Which summer movie of this year did you like the most? Oh, Alien Romulus for sure. I don't know if you guys saw my review for Alien Romulus, but I was obsessed with that movie. I mean, I really liked it like a lot. Has he ever watched Breaking Bad? Yes. Breaking Bad is a show that would have done for amazing reactions, but yeah, I've already seen it, so I can't react to it. I saw it probably way before most people have seen it, to be honest. I saw it when it was first coming out, which most people watched it like after the fact. They watched it like years later. I was there for the finale. Like okay, I can't say I've watched it since the first season though, because that's like, no. I was also like 8 years old when the first season came out, so no, I was not watching it then. But I think it was around the time the season 4 finale, which yeah, I know it's towards the end of the show, but still I was watching it. Like most people did not start watching it till the end of season 5. Like they were there for the last bit of it, and then obviously it got really popular later on when it went to Netflix and stuff. But like at that point, like I was really the reason why I got into it was actually because of The Walking Dead, because I don't know if you guys know this, AMC, The Walking Dead and Breaking Bad they were both on AMC. So frequently you would see commercials for Breaking Bad while you're watching The Walking Dead, or sometimes there was, I think, some episodes where Breaking Bad literally had a new episode come out like the same day as The Walking Dead. I can't remember if that actually happened before, but I feel like it did, because I remember watching The Walking Dead and then watching Breaking Bad right after. That definitely happened at least once. And maybe it was like a one-time thing, but and maybe it was Better Call Saul actually where that happened. I don't remember, but there was definitely one of those two shows where it premiered literally like the same day as The Walking Dead, and it was like a back-to-back thing. So I think that's how I got into it. And yeah, I've loved it ever since. I haven't finished Better Call Saul though, which actually was something I was going to mention. I haven't done season 5 and 6, and I've been kind of considering doing reactions to them, but I thought it'd be kind of weird to do reactions just to 2 seasons of a show rather than doing the first 4 seasons. But I've already seen the first 4 seasons, so I can't do reactions to that. So I don't know. Are you going to watch all of the American Horror Story seasons? Not currently planned, but I'm not opposed to it. The current plan is to do through season 9, but I'm open to doing more. Like, as if people are there for it and they want to see it and they're actively telling me in the comments they want me to do more, I will do it. But that depends on what everyone wants. But definitely, at the very least, we will do season 8 and season 9. So that is guaranteed. But after that, again, depends what everyone wants. So just yell at me in the comments and tell me to watch it then. The more people that tells me to watch the rest of the seasons, the more likely I am to do it. And if people want to see it, I'll do it for sure. Have you played the game Days Gone? I haven't, but it looks good, so I probably will try it out one day, actually. I'm not sure if you've answered this before, but growing up, did you enjoy movies or were you more into video games? I mean, I enjoyed some movies and shows and stuff, but I wasn't like, I think the best way to describe it is I only watched like a limited amount of things and I would frequently rewatch stuff. I was a rewatcher as a kid. That was like my thing. I'm not really that anymore. I feel like I started realizing like I enjoy watching new stuff, and I feel like if I'm just keep watching the same thing, you're almost wasting your time. Like you're wasting your life away, you know? Because look, I'm not saying you can't rewatch movies. I love rewatching movies, but like spending all your time doing that instead of trying to watch new stuff is like, I think what I've been trying to do over the past like 5-6 years. Like I've been trying to branch out of that a bit, and but that's what I did when I was younger, though. Like I would frequently, like I would put on the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. I would put them on repeat. Nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying, like I wouldn't try new things because I would rather just rewatch Spider-Man 3 for the millionth time instead of watching a new movie. A lot of kids are like that, and that's nothing's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying, I think it took till around the time I was like going into college, I guess I started to watch a lot of other things. So I really wouldn't call myself like I would always say I was a movie fan, but I just didn't watch a lot of movies. If you know what I mean, like that's kind of the best way to describe it. Like I was rewatching the same movies. Back to the Future, probably seen that a million times. I would never get sick of it. So like I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that's a movie I watched a lot. But video games I played a lot too. Primarily Call of Duty, obviously. Fucking love Call of Duty, but there was other games I played too. TV shows, I mean, obviously, if you're here, you know I've been a fan of The Walking Dead since I was like 12 years old. So The Walking Dead has been a pretty huge part of my life, and that was the show I definitely rewatched a lot as well. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to watch Yellow Jackets. Like I said, don't know anything about it though. But if so many people were voting for it in the polls, that's gonna give me the hope that it's gonna be good then. How do you feel about the original Bambi? I've never seen Bambi. But you know what? I'm going to watch that Bambi horror movie, though. I'm definitely going to do that. I actually really want... Because, they were doing those, like, really, like, strange childhood horror movies with... They started with the Winnie the Pooh one, right? I really want to watch the sequel to that. I've heard it's actually not that bad. Like, the first one was terrible. It was the worst movie of last year. Or was it last year? Yeah, I think it was last year. But the sequel came out, right? I haven't seen it yet. I kind of want to watch it. Will I do it on the channel? Probably not. But if people want to see me do it, shit, I'll do it. But at the very least, I want to watch it. Movie suggestion: Longlegs. Yes, saw Longlegs in the theaters already. I did like it though. I thought it was really good. Did you see the new trailer for Salem's Lot? I didn't watch it, but I saw that was posted. Now, I probably won't watch the trailer because I feel like that's a movie I'll probably watch anyways. And I feel like a lot of movies that I'm going to watch anyways, I just choose to not watch the trailer sometimes, unless I'm going to do a reaction to it or if I see it in the theaters. I did not see Oddity. Nope. There's a lot of movies I missed out on this year, actually. Which probably means the next 4 months is going to be a lot of grinding out the rest of the movies of this year that I haven't seen yet. I'm currently at, I think, like 33 movies this year that I've seen. And I told myself in the beginning of the year I wanted to get to 100. That's not going to happen. That's probably not going to happen. 100 movies that came out this year. I don't think I'm doing that. I can definitely do... We'll push for 70. How about that? We'll push for 70. That's a lot because that means I have to do 35. No, I could probably do it. I could do it. That won't be impossible to do. I don't know. I want to have a lot of movies to rank at the end of the year. I think that'll be fun. Love your American Horror Story reactions. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate that. Next year is that new Alien show. Yes, I am going to do reactions to that for sure. Alien Earth, I think it's called. There's Alien Earth. There's so much stuff next year. I think the It prequel series is coming out. There's what else? Last of Us season 2. The new Game of Thrones show. There's a lot of crap. There's so much coming out next year. Game of Stranger Things season 5, right? Dexter's so good. I watched the whole show in a month. Isn't it like 8 seasons or something? I know it's a lot of seasons, right? That's definitely, if I do that show, it'll definitely be something I do like later on, like when there's more room for it. But like I said, I'm gonna put them in the polls, so we'll see. There's a prequel coming out this December, so it's a good time to do it. You're right, that would be a good time to do it, but like I said, because it's a long running show, I feel like if I started it now, it would really like mess up a lot of the scheduling of my channel, to the point where I don't want to get to a point where like it takes too long for certain episodes of shows to come out, because that's just not a good idea, obviously. That's why I said 2 shows at a time in terms of like older shows, and then new shows, whatever. We just do those as they come. But I'm not going to go above that, because I don't want to have a situation where like American Horror Story, there's like 4 episodes a month or something, you know, like I don't want to get to that point. So we're going to try to a little bit of a time at a time, you know what I mean? I think it just makes things a little easier. I do have to do more movies though. I have a lot of movies planned. There's so many movies I plan in the next 2 months, especially for October for horror movies. So many movies planned. Some new movies, some older ones, plenty. Will you do an American Horror Story season tier list after season 9? I probably will, yeah. Or maybe not a tier list, but maybe just a ranking in general, like a season ranking. Or I don't know, if American Horror Story fans, like, is there still seasons coming out for that show? Maybe I could wait for like the next season of it or something, so that my ranking coincides with that. I don't know. Because even if I don't react to the final seasons, I'll probably at the very least still watch them just for fun. Because I feel like even if they're not good, I feel like that show is usually entertaining regardless. Like even the episodes in that show that aren't great, like they're still kind of entertaining. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not really exactly sure how that's going to go, but we'll see. Thank you, Timothy. I appreciate it. Can't believe we get Daryl season 2 in like 2 weeks. Yeah, it's coming sooner than I thought. I'm just really looking forward to seeing that finale more than anything. I kind of hate that, like, you know, I like that he's hyping it up, but it's also kind of like, well, now I'm less excited for the episodes before, and I'm more excited for that finale more than anything, because he's like really hyping up that finale. He's like, it's like he said it's the best episode in the Walking Dead history, which is a bold thing to say. So, you know, it's gonna have a lot of high expectations. Please watch the Twilight series this fall. I would love to. I was actually planning to do that like so long ago, and I just never got around to it. So could be a good time to do it. Part of me kind of wants to watch them. I don't know. I don't think I could do this, but I could try like doing them all in one video. Cause like I could do them one video at a time like I normally do for franchises, but I think it could be interesting to do like a 4-hour video where it'll be titled like watching every Twilight movie or something. Like, I don't know. I feel like that could be interesting to like change things up, where instead of it being a film by film, video by video basis, rather it's just one video with the whole franchise. I've seen people do that before, and usually those videos do well. So I'd be curious to see if that will, you know, be an interesting way to change it up. But no promises I'll do it like that. I might just do them normally. I have no idea. We'll see. Thank you, Gunnar. I appreciate it. 1984 is the worst season in my opinion, but I haven't seen Delicate. I'm looking forward to all of them. Even if I do the ones after season 9, because to be honest, like a lot of people were saying Roanoke was bad, and I ended up liking Roanoke. I think Roanoke was like more in the middle for like my ranking, but it's still, I liked it more than I, you know, expected to, because of everyone saying it was like their least favorite season. So I don't know. I literally just watched episode 8 of Cult like an hour ago, maybe like 2 hours ago. What big shows do you hope make it to the polls for you to watch? So I could actually like word them out right now to you guys, because I did this poll like last year in American Horror Story 1, right? So I can check it again. I'm probably just going to use the ones that didn't win, and then those will be on the poll now. So I'll read them off for everyone. And American Horror Story won by a landslide, by the way. Like, that's why I chose to do it, because it got 84% it got like double the amount of votes that the second place got for this poll. So like it was so far ahead, which is insane. But some of the other shows on here, there's The 100, Vikings, Dexter, Black Sails, Ozark, Peaky Blinders, Sons of Anarchy, The Witcher, Barry, True Detective, Supernatural, Dark, Outlander, Reacher, The Last Kingdom, Gotham, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Hannibal, Doom Patrol, Prison Break, The Expanse. I put the final seasons of Better Call Saul on there in case, you know, anybody wanted to see my reactions to those. I don't have it on the poll here, but I'm probably going to add Bates Motel. There's a couple others that I'm forgetting, but there's definitely more I could add because there's a couple more rooms I could put, a couple more options. Ash versus Evil Dead I'll probably put in there. There's a couple shorter series as well that I added to this recent poll I did that I could add on that other poll as well. So yeah, a lot of shows. Did you think House of the Dragon season 2 was a big downgrade from season 1, or do you think it was overhated? So, I mean, that's actually interesting because I didn't like talk too much about the season after the fact. I kind of just did the reactions, and then did I post any video? Oh no, I did do a character ranking, right? But I didn't do anything else. I guess I do think it was weaker than season 1, but I don't think it was a big downgrade. I just think it was a bit weaker. Like I would rank it lower than season 1. But there are some really high highs. Like I think here's the thing. Season 2, I think had higher highs than season 1, but it had lower lows. That's probably the best way to put it. So like season 2, episode 4, I think is like the best episode in that show. Like that was an incredible hour of television all the way through. Not even just the ending sequence, like everything else. It was just an amazing episode. But then there were some episodes there that just felt like it was taking a little too long to get into things. At some points, couple of writing decisions that were a little weird, but as a whole, I did like this season. Like I wasn't hating this season. I saw a lot of people giving it crap the whole way through, most of it. I personally didn't really have those same feelings. I'm also not a book reader. I did not read the books, so I don't have those, you know, expectations going into it of certain storylines. I just was viewing it as a pure fan of the Game of Thrones TV show and House of Dragon season 1 TV show. And I personally liked the season a lot. I thought it was solid, just a little weaker than season 1. That's pretty much my opinion on it. I do think how it ended was a bit disappointing. Like I feel like it didn't feel like a finale the way it ended. And I did hear that that's apparently because of the writer's strike, because well, no, there's a couple things that happened. So HBO cut off the last 2 episodes of that season, and then the writer's strike happened, so they couldn't rewrite the episodes to kind of like rework them. So they kind of had to just leave it as is, essentially, which led to it kind of not feeling like a finale. So season 3, the beginning of season 3 is probably going to feel like what the season 2 finale should have been, which is obviously a weird scenario to be in, but you know, that's just kind of what happened. Any movies coming up? So I've been dealing with a copyright strike on my channel, which is why a couple of movies have been taking some time to get to the channel. Twister is one that I did in like June or July or something. I did it a while ago. I edited it and everything a while ago, but Twister, I had to a lot of copyright problems, and so it's gonna have to take some time. I might be able to get that out probably in October maybe, but it's just been really obnoxious with all that. But once I get through that, I can upload that. The Green Knight, I've been editing, so that should be coming up on the channel within the next week or two, hopefully. Then there's what did I just watched the Witch, the Robert Eggers The Witch, so that'll be up on the channel. Dawn of the Dead I'm gonna do soon as well, so that'll be fun. Paranormal Activity, I believe, is the one that won the poll, so we're gonna do that. We'll probably also do Wrong Turn because I think they got second place on the poll, if I'm not mistaken. I'll check the poll again later, but whatever got the top 2 is the ones I'm gonna do for sure. I'm probably gonna do The First Omen because that came out this year. I wanted to see it, so I'll probably do a reaction. And there's a couple other horror movies I have planned for sure, but we'll get to that. I'm not exactly sure the other choices yet, but I know there's at least 1 or 2 other ones I'll do. So yeah, That's the main. I guess there's a couple more that I can mention. Oh yeah, Interview with the Vampire. Forgot about that. I reacted to that, but I haven't done the edit yet. So once I do the edits, then I'll put that up. There's also the movie Almost Famous, and I did a reaction to it, and I actually really enjoyed it. But I wasn't gonna edit it for YouTube, but I might now actually, because I actually really enjoyed it. So I don't know. We'll see. Beetlejuice, I did not get a chance to see. I wanted to, but I just didn't get around to it. I've been so busy, so have not got around to it. Did you ever watch Attack on Titan? Nope. Definitely a series I want to watch, though. I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I have not gotten to it. I love your reactions to the Bad Boy franchise. Are you going to react to Ride or Die anytime soon? Forgot about that, but yes, that is one I have planned to do. I don't know when, though. I will try my best to get to it before definitely before the end of the year. I'll say that much. Definitely before the end of the year, but I don't know exactly what month, though. Hopefully soon. Sometimes I'll binge back to some memorable films because I can't help it. A lot of times I just can't rewatch them enough. Yeah, no, I don't blame you, for sure. I do love rewatching stuff. I just was just mentioning, like, I started getting to a point where I was like, I don't know, like I want to just see more new stuff that I haven't seen before. You know what I mean? It might be Letterboxd brain rot. I don't know. It could just be me wanting to add some new movies to Letterboxd. Who knows? No, deep down, I do want to see a lot of other stuff too. But I do think that app does do something. It does something to your brain chemistry that I can't stop, though. Like it does really motivate people to want to watch more movies. Like I think that's been happening like over the past few years, ever since this app has been getting more and more popular. I'm telling you, it does something to people. It makes them want to see more, which I don't think is a bad thing. I'm just mentioning that I think it is an effect of the app. That's all I'm saying. I think it is. But it's fun. I watched what I watched the other day. I put on Nosferatu from 1922 the other day. Just cause I was like, I've never seen a movie from the 20s before, so why not? And I know the new Nosferatu movie's coming out this year, so I was like, I might as well, educate myself on this character. And I mean, I didn't like the movie that much, but I appreciated it for what it was. That's what I did. I appreciated it, but I like those new experiences, so that's basically why I did it. What are your top 3 most anticipated shows that already have a season or more? Stranger Things season 5. Stranger Things season 5. What else? Does it have to be like one that's coming out soon, or can it be one that's coming out like whenever? Because if it's whenever, then I'm probably House of the Dragon season 3, right? I mean, that's not coming out for a while, but still definitely would be one of my most anticipated. A season or more. I don't know. I'm trying to think of others, because like a lot of the shows that I love, I mean, they've either ended or... Does Daredevil Born Again count? I mean, that's technically a new show, but it's also continuing from a 3-season long show. I'm saying Daredevil Born Again. That's gonna count. Screw it. Even though it's a new show, technically it's coming off of. I'm going with that. I'm so hyped for Terrifier 3. I'm still not sure. You guys gotta let me know. Should I see Terrifier 3 in the theaters, or should I wait for it to come out online and do a reaction to it? I really want to. I might just see it in the theaters, because like, here's the issue. If it doesn't come out before the end of the year, then I'm going to be pissed, because I obviously really want to include that in my year-ending ranking video, right? So if it doesn't come out before the end of the year online, then that's a problem. And also, I don't feel like waiting, to be honest. I feel like it'd be fun to see that in theaters. So I might just end up doing that. But if a lot of people would prefer I wait and do it for a reaction, because genuinely, I think my Terrifier 2 reaction is one of my best reaction videos on the channel. Like, I think it's one of my favorites that I did. Unfortunately, it got demonetized because of all the blood and gore, but it is by far, I think it's one of my favorite videos I edited. I think, I don't know, there's just, it's a disgusting movie, so there's a lot to react to, obviously. So I think that just made for an exciting video, you know? Like, honestly, I should do a reaction to Human Centipede. I feel like that would just kind of like, you know, be the next step. And I'm kidding. I probably will never do that. Actually, I believe I've already seen the Human Centipede, but like, I don't remember the movie that well. So I don't know. I don't think I've seen the sequels. No, I haven't seen it. Have I seen it? Okay. I think me and my friends put it on one day when we were like in high school, just to like see how disgusting it was. And that was it. So I don't really think I watched it. I kind of just like watched like probably 5 minutes of it, and we probably got grossed out and turned it off. So I don't think that counts as watching it. I'm not serious though. I'm probably not gonna do a reaction to it, but I'm just messing around. Oy. The Winnie the Pooh sequel was fire. I really liked it. I mean, I hope you're being serious, because I don't know. The smiley face emoji makes me think you were being sarcastic. I don't know. I might watch it though. I might. Did you see they put Ghostface in Mortal Kombat? Really? I have played Mortal Kombat before. I haven't played the recent one though. I played a lot of Mortal Kombat X. I really liked Mortal Kombat X. Or Mortal Kombat 10, whatever you want to call it. But no, I haven't played the new one yet. What is the series that's replacing Band of Brothers? Yellow Jackets. That is the series that's replacing Band of Brothers. Yeah, I heard about the Alien Earth series. Still not exactly sure how that's going to work, because Alien, the xenomorphs on Earth, I don't know what that would do to the franchise, unless it's something that I guess would have to be something that's contained. It doesn't become this worldwide thing that everyone knows about, but I don't know. I guess we'll find out. No, I have not seen. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that's just the nature of me taking so long to get through the chat. There's going to be some questions that get asked again. There's no problem with that. I have no problem with re-answering questions. Like if it's something that I feel like I just answered, maybe I won't, and I'll just kind of mention it. Like, I just kind of talked about that. So if you want to scroll back, but if it's something that I talked about like 10, 15 minutes ago, I have no problem with mentioning it again. Or if it's like a quick answer also, I don't mind. You know, if it's something that I could just answer in like 2 seconds. I'll admit series is nice, but October is definitely a month, particularly for movies, I would say. Just my opinion. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna try to go hard with horror movies. I feel like I did really good with horror movies. What was the year? 2020. I don't think I did great last year. I didn't do that many last year, actually. I forget what it was, but I was really busy with something, so I got a lot less done. But this year, I'm going to try to do more. Season 13 is the last one of America. Oh, really? They're like ending it there? But won't come out this year. Okay. Favorite ever movie trilogy? I want to say either the Dark Knight trilogy or the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Probably one of those two. Or the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, or the Toy Story trilogy, or the Planet of the Apes trilogy. I don't know. You could pick any of those and I wouldn't be mad at you. Do you think we can get a Rick and Daryl flashback in the Daryl show? I mean, we could if there was an importance behind it, though. Because, like, I'm trying to think, is there any Rick and Daryl scene that would be necessary for us to see? I feel like I actually wouldn't want to see that, actually. Because, okay, if they plan on having Daryl reunite with Rick down the road, maybe save the reunion for that. You know what I mean? Because a flashback could kind of, I don't know, kind of like take away from that, I guess. Have you considered watching Arcane? Yes, I might actually do that. Like 80% chance I'll do that show in the next month or two. Top 5 TV characters: Rick Grimes, Negan, Walter White, Jesse Pinkman, Jon Snow, maybe Tyrion Lannister. Yeah, that's top 6 right there, I would say. In terms of how entertaining, interesting, fun to watch, that sort of thing. I feel like I always have to specify that, because I hate those comments where you get like, why would you like this character? They're evil, they're sick in the head, they're a terrible. They're fictional characters. Like, what are you talking about? Like, like, oh my god. Like, I remember someone was accusing me of being like a psychopath because I like the character of Negan. I was like, what are you talking about? What do you? It's a fictional character. Why can't I like a fictional character that's kind of, you know, crazy? That, I don't get it. I feel like people who like horror movies a lot understand it, because they're ones who, they're actively watching movies of like the most awful stuff possible. They understand the fiction. It's very different when you're watching it. You're not watching it in the sense of like, okay, these are real people and I need to only like the characters that are good and morally right. Like, that's not really what people watch stuff for, at least not for me. I mean, if you want to watch stuff that way, that's fine. That's just not really the way I interact with stuff. Like, it's not really how I see it, you know? If the character is evil, I could still like their character. I could still be very entertained by them. I could have fun with it. You know what I mean? I mean, why are we watching movies like Halloween? We're watching those movies so we can see Michael Myers kill people. I'm not watching Halloween going, yay, get away from Michael Myers, kill Michael Myers. No, I'm watching it so we can see some crazy gore and just disgusting stuff. That's the reason you watch those movies, right? At least in my opinion. So I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, it's just different ways of viewing fiction, I guess. I don't know. But it also depends, though. I feel like it depends, because there are people who go so, like, they'll try to like defend the morals of certain characters, and then it's okay, like, what are you talking about, bro? Like I've saw people try to say that Walter White was like a hero or something. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you're talking out your ass now, but like, but liking the character in terms of like they're just really entertaining, that's different. That's what I'm talking about. I wish Barry had more votes in the poll. It's just a great show. I've heard a lot about it, so I would like to watch it someday. How many seasons does that show have? Is it like 3 or 4, right? They're still releasing new seasons, right? Or did they finish it? Underrated actor / actress in American Horror Story. Underrated. It's so hard to say, because I feel like most of them are already properly rated. I feel like most people praise them. But what's one that like not a lot of people talk about, maybe? Like, I can't say Kathy Bates, because like, doesn't she have an Oscar? Like, she's not really underrated if she has an Oscar, right? She has to be properly rated at that point. I don't know. That's a hard one. I'd have to think about it more. You know, I will say the guy who played, I don't know his name. Is his name Matt? Is it Matt Bomer or something? The guy who played, yeah, Matt Bomer. Matt Bomer. I liked him a lot. He was in season 5, Hotel season. He was really good. I forget the character's name though. Was it Donovan? I swear, when American Horror Story season ends and we get a new season, like, I feel like the characters from last season, I forget all the names. Like, obviously I remember what happens in those seasons, but the names I forget. They're like, they disappear into the deep dark pits of hell. I don't know. They go away. I'm pretty sure his name was Donovan though, right? Donovan. Yeah, it was Donovan. Okay. I do remember it, but I wasn't 100% sure. Glad to catch your stream. Thank you, 707 Chiva. Hello from the UK. Are you looking forward to seeing the new Joker movie? Looks amazing. 100%. I am very, very much looking forward to the new Joker movie. And actually, I did get tickets to see it, I think like 4 days early, actually, which is exciting. So I'm going to have a non-spoiler review video posted. I think September 30th is when I'm seeing it. So it's a couple days early, which is fun, exciting. I didn't get sent out. I didn't get some special treatment or something. There was just available tickets for some early screening that I got a hold of. And I think they're doing that in a lot of theaters, actually. So go check your AMC app right now. If you see there's a special fan first event in IMAX, there might be some more seats left over. I have no idea, depending on your area. They're showing Joker too, like a couple days early in some select theaters. So definitely go check that out. but I'm looking forward to it. I rewatched the first Joker a few days ago, and I mean, it's still my favorite movie of all time. I absolutely love it, and I did hear a lot of the negative reviews, but I'm not surprised. I heard a lot of negative reviews. I mean, I'm kind of like not shocked at all. It seems like it's going to be a divisive movie. It's taking a movie that a lot of people were already saying doesn't need a sequel, which I really hate that saying personally. Like the whole doesn't need a sequel thing. Does any movie need to be made? No, it's entertainment. None of this is none of this is like necessary. None of this has to happen. It's all just a creative has an idea, wants to make a movie, and goes for it. That's all it is. Like you don't need to have a sequel to anything really. So if they have an idea and they want to do it, sure. If you want to deliver me a cool movie, go for it. I don't care. Are they doing it primarily because they're expecting it to make a lot of money? Sure, but that doesn't mean there's no passion behind it. That doesn't mean they don't care about what they're doing. I'm sure they do. It looks amazing. I think the trailers look fantastic. So I'm looking forward to that. But I think the idea of it being a musical is obviously the one that threw off people more than anything, and that's already creating that's probably where the divisiveness comes from. But when I rewatched the first one, I'm kind of like shocked that we were ever surprised that it's going to be a musical, actually. Like even I was surprised when they announced it's going to be a musical. But if you closely watch that first movie, it makes so much more sense why it's going to be a musical. Like it is, I was like, holy shit, this actually makes a lot of sense. They were telling us in the first movie, and I'm not saying this was like their plan all along, and that's not what I'm saying, but it makes so much sense. So here's my point, right? So in the first movie, every time Arthur, Arthur Fleck, Joker, every time he feels, overwhelmed with the world, a lot of the times after he kills someone, he dances, right? There's many scenes in that movie where he's dancing. No one said that those scenes were out of place. They were all mentioning actually that one scene where he was dancing in the bathroom was one of the most beautiful scenes in that movie. That scene was praised. He's dancing, right? He's dancing. Right. It's his way of escaping. It's his way of escaping life for a few moments. He's calming himself down. That's kind of what I took from those scenes. He even does at the end of the movie when he's like fully embracing the Joker, right? He's embracing the smile. He's dancing. And then in the end of the movie, he's quite literally singing. I don't know if anybody caught that, but there's a scene where he's literally singing that one song, that one Frank Sinatra song. So this movie's probably just going to be that, but like times two. It's just going to double it. It's going to go from dancing. Oh, now he's dancing and he's singing. He's killing people. Oh, but now he's also dancing and singing along with Harley Quinn, which I don't believe her name's going to be Harley Quinn in the movie. Actually, I'm pretty sure she's going to be. I think what they were calling her is Lee. Her name is Lee. This is a very different adaptation, and I'm fine with that personally. I don't need this to be comic accurate Joker and Harley. I don't care about comic accuracy like that when it comes to a separate movie. Now, when it comes to the main DC universe, I want an authentic Joker and Harley Quinn. Sure. But this is not part of the DCU. This is not part of the main universe. Why does it have to be authentic? Why does it have to be a true adaptation of the comics? Why can't it just be their own unique take on it? To me, that's what makes it exciting. It's something different. And if they were going to just be a knockoff, or not a knockoff, but they were just going to be a one for one of the Joker and Harley from the comics, well, what if we got that for the DCU later on? Then it's just going to feel like the same thing. I like it being very different personally, but my point is I don't think this musical element's going to be as out of place as a lot of people are making it seem. So I'm excited to see how that's going to work. But yeah, some people were saying, yeah, they didn't like it. And that's fine. Like, you're always allowed to not like movies. I'm not going to go on the internet and be like, what the hell were all you talking about saying you didn't like the movie? No, that's ridiculous. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I saw IGN gave it a low review and stuff like that, but like, I don't really care that they gave it a low review. Like, that's totally fine. Not everyone has to like every movie. I feel like that's normal, But even the first movie was kind of divisive in its reviews. It has a 69% on Rotten Tomatoes for the critics. That's not that high. The audience review is a lot higher. The audiences like the movie a lot, but for critics specifically, it was kind of low. And I'm sure a lot of that was people not liking certain messages they took away from the movie, which I personally just don't think were there. And then also people who didn't like the fact that it was, which by the way, I'm planning on reacting to these two movies because of Joker 2. But people were saying that it was kind of ripping off other movies such as I believe The King of Comedy and Taxi Driver, which are two movies I'm gonna watch soon. I've never seen them. But like I've also mentioned this before, like I'm not one who's opposed to movies taking inspiration from other movies, even if it's heavy inspiration. I really don't have an issue with that, especially because not everyone watches every movie. And even if you do, I don't think a different take on a certain story or a certain aspect is necessarily a bad thing. Depends how it's done, of course. But I guess I'll judge for myself when I watch those movies because I actually don't know the similarities. I've never seen them. So we'll see. Squid Game Season 2, definitely will be reacting to that. Yep. Have you thought about maybe doing a disaster movie poll? No, I mean, I've never done a poll that specific before, like with a specific movie genre. Like I've done a horror movie poll, but like going so specific down to disaster movie, I've never done that. But I do want to add more disaster movies to my polls because I do like disaster movies quite a bit. So, we'll see. Game of Thrones books, I haven't even read the first one yet. I planned on it. I have the book in my house, just haven't gone around to reading it. I'm sure in terms of what his ending, George R. R. Martin's, what his ending is for the books, if he ever gets around to it, I'm sure it'll probably get spoiled on the internet before anyone could ever read it anyways. So, yeah, I'm okay with season 2 in House of the Dragon. I was okay with it. I think it was fine. It was good. I just don't think it was better than season 1, basically. Have you seen the Wicked movie trailers? I have. I think it looks whatever. It's not really a movie I'm particularly that interested in seeing. Now, am I going to go see it? Not in theaters, but if it comes out online, maybe I'll check it out. But I'm probably not gonna go to theaters for it. Do you watch any films directed by Steven Spielberg like Jaws? Yes, I've seen Jaws. I've seen plenty of Spielberg's movies. Actually, I would say he's probably the director I've seen most of his. The most amount of movies I've seen from any director is probably Steven Spielberg. I think I've seen I want to say 15 of his movies at this point, quite a lot. So I know he's done like almost 40 movies at this point, probably. So has he done he's definitely done a lot, right? He has a large filmography. Maybe not that high. I know it's high though. I know it's higher than most directors, but I've definitely seen a lot of his. Yep. I know you played Resident Evil 2, but any others? What are your faves? Just finished Resident Evil 0? I didn't know that was a game. Myself, and some standouts are Village and Code Veronica. So I do plan on it someday. I've only played Resident Evil 2. That's it. I plan on playing the other ones one day. I don't know when though. Hopefully soon. But got a lot of other games I gotta play first. I gotta finish Red Dead Redemption 2 first. Got to get to the Batman Arkham games, the other two ones. I did Arkham Asylum. I just have to do the other ones. And yeah. How do you like the Orphan trilogy? There's a trilogy? You mean the 2 movies, right? Is there a third one that I don't know about? If there's a third one I don't know about, that'd be crazy, but I'm pretty sure there's only 2, right? Right? I don't know. I love the Orphan movies though. I think Orphan, the first one was it's one of my favorite horror movies. The sequel was good. I guess it's a prequel, but it was good. Watched Alien Romulus yesterday, having only seen the first and played a bit of Isolation. Wow. Yeah, I really loved it. I saw it in IMAX, really big theater screen. It was fantastic. Fantastic time. What did you really think of the movie The Witch? Was it creepy or scary for you? I would say it had a really creepy vibe. I wouldn't use the word scary. I'm not one to use the word scary for a lot of movies, to be honest, but I definitely would call it creepy. It was a very eerie movie all the way through. I think the soundtrack was a big part of that. Really good sound design. Really, really eerie for sure. But scary, I don't know. Which I don't really judge movies based on how scary or not scary they are. I feel like it's so hard nowadays because sometimes I'll tell my friends oh, check out this horror movie. I said, oh, this horror movie is really good or something like that, and they'll watch it and they'll be like, oh, it wasn't even scary, it sucked. But I was like, is that the only way to judge horror movies nowadays? Is it scary or not? I feel like that's such a boring way to judge movies. Because like there's so many horror movies. My favorite ones aren't even scary at all. I mean, Child's Play 2 is one of my favorite horror movies. You can't sit there and tell me that Child's Play 2, maybe when I was younger it was scary, but nowadays I don't think Child's Play 2 is scary, but it's a great movie. A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Silence of the Lambs, scary isn't the right word. It's just kind of like I guess eerie. I don't know what the right word is, but like none of these movies would keep me up at night. None of these movies I would be afraid to watch in the dark, that sort of a thing, right? There's a couple out there that I am scared of, though. Don't get me wrong. There are some scary movies out there, but I don't rate them purely based on that, to the point where like, it's gonna like, I think Hereditary was pretty scary. I would say that's a scary horror movie. Sinister was really scary. Honestly, Longlegs, for some parts, I feel like it was like the beginning part was scary, and then once he showed himself, I feel like it wasn't as scary. But it was a great movie. I loved it. I don't know if I'd use the word scary. I think that's another one that was more eerie and creepy as opposed to scary. But the beginning of it was definitely more scary. At least that's what I felt like. I feel like actually the aspects that didn't involve Nicolas Cage were more scary in Longlegs. Loved Nicolas Cage in that role, don't get me wrong, but I mean the other stuff I feel like was more scary. Does Rick Grimes remain your favorite character ever after all the shows you watched? Yes, for sure. I'm assuming I'm being told here to watch Terrifier 3 in theaters. I probably will. How do you compare Game of Thrones season 1 and 2 to House of Dragons season 1 and 2? Okay. I'll rank them for you. Those 4 seasons, I'll rank them. In the last place, House of Dragons season 2. Still liked it a lot. House of Dragons season 2, last place. Then Game of Thrones season 1. Then House of the Dragon season 1. Then Game of Thrones season 2 is the best. That's what I would say. Please try and watch more old school zombie films. I should. I watched the Night of the Living Dead from 1960. I haven't seen like any of the other Romero ones though, but I'm sure I will someday. Do you have a favorite final girl? Oh, from Nightmare on Elm Street, Nancy, for sure, 100%. Definitely her. I feel like Sidney Prescott's a good choice for that too, but yeah, I would say Nancy from A Nightmare on Elm Street for sure. I'm trying to think of some other options though that would be like good options. Yeah, no, I think that's I think it's like the most standard one to go with, but it's just the most standard one would be like Laurie Strode or something, but I don't know. I feel like not as many people say Nancy, but I feel like it's also my favorite horror movie, so it makes more sense that I'd choose it. Does Clarice count from The Silence of the Lambs? It's not really like, would you call her final girl? Maybe. I don't know. I guess you could, right? Isn't the term only really applies to a like main leading girl character from a horror movie, right? Like that's basically what the term is. So I guess I could do her. You could even say Ripley from Alien, to be honest. I personally wouldn't. I mean, she's great, but like I don't think I'd say she's number 1 or anything. But she's up there, top 10 probably. Sarah Connor, even. I mean, I don't classify The Terminator as a horror movie, but you could. And if you do, then you call her a final girl because she's awesome. Have you reacted to the Final Destination franchise? No, but I've seen them all, so I can't do reactions to them because of that. But I would have loved to, because I do like those movies a lot. Especially the first 3. I'm not a big fan of 4. Actually, no, 5 is good too. Honestly, most of them are good. I feel like 4 is the only one that's not good. The others are all good. Will you watch at least one Agatha episode? Oh yeah, I'm gonna probably react to the whole show. Unless I watch the first episode and it's like so bad, then maybe I won't watch the rest of it. We'll see. Are you gonna watch the director's cut of Zack Snyder's new film Rebel Moon? I don't know. I was gonna watch Rebel Moon, and then the negative reviews were so like, I don't usually let negative reviews get to me. I really don't. But when it's like every single person on the internet calling it one of the worst movies, it's hard for me to like want to spend the time to watch it. Like, you know what I mean? Like if it's divisive, that's different, right? But if it's like almost everybody's saying this is shit, it's like I just don't know if I want to spend the time to watch it then, you know? Like I was gonna do a reaction to it originally, like when it first came out. Everyone was shitting on it. And I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't. But who knows? Maybe I'll watch it one day. I don't know. How excited are you for Fallout Season 2? I would say I'm excited for it. I'm not like that excited. I really liked the first season. It was really good, but I haven't really thought much about it since then. It's one of those shows that was really solid. Haven't really thought about it. So I'm not really like, you know, biting my nails waiting for Season 2, but I'm definitely going to watch it when it comes out for sure. Are you excited for another Chucky movie or Chucky Season 4 if it gets it? Definitely would be more excited for a Chucky movie. I kind of want the show to be done. As much as I like a lot of the show, I feel like it just doesn't, I don't think Chucky fits the show format as well as he fit movies. I think he belongs in movies and he deserves another movie. I think the best route to go, you have to end it soon. Respectfully to Brad Dourif, you have to end it soon. He's amazing in the role, but I want him to end it on a high note, and I feel like it's a good time to do that. So I would say here's the two options. Either end it on a final movie, one more movie for Chucky, and end it there, or maybe end it on like one more final like movie trilogy, maybe. I think those are the only two options you can do at that point. I don't know what the trilogy would be about though. Like they would have to have some sort of singular vision for it, right? Something where they have a reason to do 3 movies out of it. They have a reason to carry it through all the way. Don't just make a movie and say, okay, we're going to do 2 more after this and see how it goes. No, just plan it out ahead of time as a trilogy and then go for it. Or just do 1 movie and end it there. That would be fine too. I do think, I don't know, if you're going to do 1 more movie, I think it should be similar in tone, quality, and like feel to Bride of Chucky. I think that is the best movie to go like base it off of, because you're not, respectfully, you're not going back to the OG like Chucky horror movie feel. You're probably not going back to that. They've gone so far into the direction of being goofy. Well, that's not, no, because Curse of Chucky, I feel like did match those levels of the OG movies, but after the show, and especially with throwing in Tiffany, it would be very hard for them to match that vibe with Tiffany as well. So either, if you're going to do 1 more movie, do a Tiffany and Chucky road trip kind of movie where they have some sort of goal in mind. I don't know what the goal would be. 1 specific goal, and they have to go accomplish it. And that goal is they're going to have to kill a lot of people in the process, right? That's basically the way that it should be pitched as. And a road trip movie, just like Bride of Chucky, where they're going around killing people, that'd be a good final outing, I would say, right? Or if you're going to do a trilogy, honestly, kind of do it in a sense where you come back with a movie that I don't know how, but they get split up somehow, and it's a Curse of Chucky style movie where it's back to the horror roots. It's more horror focused, scary. Kind of get 1 more movie like that again, where it's just, you know, the characters being introduced and then Chucky runs into them and then kills a bunch of people, and just like Chucky movies have been previously. I would like to see another Chucky movie like that. That'd be cool. And then Tiffany comes in at the end. She comes in the next movie, and then now the next movie is all about Chucky and Tiffany together. Maybe the 3rd movie brings in Glenn and Glenda, and then that's like the way to finally end it with the whole family. That could also work. I don't know. But I'd be fine with them just ending it with just 1 more movie as well. As long as it's a good movie. Like, end on a win. You know what I mean? Favorite movie directed by Steven Spielberg? Either Saving Private Ryan or Temple of Doom, maybe. I'm not sure. I have a ranking on my Letterboxd, and I'm sure it will tell you there, but I can't think of it off the top of my head which one I decided was my favorite. You know, like clearly the number 1 isn't that obvious. They're definitely very close, but it's probably one of those 2 for sure. Will you be playing the Outlast video game in the future? Oh, I'd like to. That'd be fun. Evan Peters is, yeah, he's really good. And everything I've seen him in, he's been really good, to be honest. Have you seen Annihilation with Natalie Portman? Yes. Actually, I did a reaction on the channel. So if you want to check out that reaction, it has been posted. probably 2 years ago now. It was a while ago, but it was a video I did do. I believe that Rick Grimes will definitely show up in the finale. I don't personally think so, just because like they have a season 3 planned, and season 3 takes place in Spain. So like, why is Rick gonna go to Spain? Like I don't like what. How is Rick gonna go to Spain? I don't know. Like what's going on there? Unless he's going after Daryl now, but somehow gets stuck in Spain. I don't. To me, that's just, it would be too much. I don't know. And he's not gonna leave his family again. He's just not gonna do that. So I don't know. Freddy Krueger and Chucky season 4. You know, I would like to see some horror slasher icon team ups. I would love that. Like, give me Chucky versus Megan. Give me Freddy versus Jason 2. Give me Ash versus, I don't know, like bring in Ash from Evil Dead. Have him go against some slasher icons. Stuff like that would be really cool. I would really love to see more of that. I feel like, I mean, Godzilla versus Kong is like the only recent like versus movie I can think of. But like, I want more of those. There's talks of an Alien vs Predator movie happening again, so that would be cool. What would you rate the Daryl Dixon Show? Want to watch it after finishing Walking Dead? Honestly, the first season I would give it a solid like 8 out of 10, maybe 8.5. It was pretty good actually. It's probably one of the better spinoffs. Which mentally unstable character is more amusing, Norman Bates in Psycho or Jack Torrance in The Shining? That's tough. I'd probably say Jack Torrance in The Shining, just by a tiny bit, just by a tiny bit. I know you said you don't want to watch the Human Centipede films, but I would love to see a reaction. How much for you to see them? I'll pay $100. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Maybe I'll do them one day just for fun. I don't know. For fun, you know? Maybe. Did you react to Joker? No, I saw it in the theaters. I saw it like a couple days after it came out, I think. Didn't see it the first day, but it was a really shitty theater though. That's all I remember it being. It was like a college theater. It was really bad, but it blew my mind when I first saw it. You should add the following to your watch list in the future. It's a crime drama / horror / psychological thriller starring Kevin Bacon. It's based on the original plot for Scream 3. 3 seasons, 45 episodes. Interesting. I will add that. That sounds interesting. I'll try to remember to add it actually. Actually, I'll add it now just to be like 100% safe. Because I do have a watch list on this app called Serialized. It's basically Letterboxd, but with TV shows, because they have yet to add TV shows to Letterboxd, which I think is a crime. They said they were going to do that, and a lot of people were saying they didn't want it to happen, and I honestly don't get it, because as long as they separate them, I don't see the problem. Like, as long as they don't like mush them all together and they kind of separate the categories, then I think it's fine. Are you the kind of person that likes to go to haunted houses? Have you heard of hell houses? I haven't heard of hell houses, but I do love haunted houses. I am a big haunted house guy. Like I don't know when I started getting into them. I want to say when I was like 13, maybe. I don't know, but I really like them. I think it's something about like the set piece of them, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like in videos and when I'm reacting to stuff, I always talk about set pieces. And actually, fun fact, the American Horror Story episode that I watched today had like a really cool set piece. For those of you who watched the Cult season, it was that one episode with the like, what was it? The guy who was basically like Jigsaw. There was that little flashback with Kai and his sister, and they were in like that house, that like religious Jigsaw guy. That had some really cool set pieces in there and reminded me of a haunted house in some ways. And I don't know what it is about set pieces that I'm really interested in, but haunted houses usually have really cool ones, and that's why I like them. I guess I also like it because it's like good anxiety in a weird way. It's like, you know, you're safe in them. Like, you're not actually getting killed by these guys, but like, it's still terrifying though. You're still getting the shit scared out of you. So like, there's something about that that's really fun and exhilarating, you know? It's like, I don't know, because I'm not like a thrill seeker like a lot of people are. Like, I don't like roller coasters really. I would never. Crazy heights, I don't like those things. I'm not the type of person to thrill seek like that. But like haunted houses are a type of thrill seeking that's like, it's a thrill, but it's also not dangerous. Like you're not in danger, right? So I think that's why it's exciting for me. IGN gives everything a low review. Okay, well, no, this is fair to say about IGN, right? I think a lot of people, and I get this wrong all the time too. Not that I get it wrong, but I just say it wrong. IGN isn't actually reviewing these things, which I feel like is a misconception that they should probably do something to try to like fix, because they don't really help themselves. But their reviews are actually reviewed by a singular person, and it's a different person every time. So like, for example, someone was trying to tell me like, oh my God, they gave Joker a high review and then they gave Joker 2 a low review. So that means Joker 2 is going to suck because even they liked the first one, but they didn't like, someone said that. I don't remember who. And I was like, well, first of all, that doesn't mean you're going to immediately dislike the second one. But also, these are different people who gave both these reviews. It's not IGN as a company reviewing it. It's a separate person who works at IGN. They are hired to review something, right? That's how most companies actually work like that. That's how most of those outlets work. They're hired to review the product, and then they'll give it a rating just for fun. It's not every person at IGN saying, oh, I'm going to rate the movie this, I'm going to rate the movie. It's one person. Maybe sometimes 2 or 3, I don't know, but it's usually just one person. So I think it's important to note when you're watching or reading an IGN review, it's just one person's opinion. That's it. So like comparing their different ratings, it just doesn't really make sense in the grand scheme of things. But obviously I don't expect anyone to know that, because they don't say that. They just give a rating. They don't say this rating is from this specific person. But if you click on the article, you'll find out that it is just a singular person. But not everyone's going to click on the article though, you know. Top 3 Tim Burton movies. Edward Scissorhands, Batman, and probably Batman Returns then, right? I don't know. Probably top 3. I like the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory more than most people do. I know it's, you know, it's a weird remake for sure, but I actually like it quite a bit. I'm going to go real quick, grab some more water because I ran out, and, you know, I'm getting to that point in the stream where my throat's getting dry. So I will return in just a moment and get back to the stream. We'll probably stream for another like 40 minutes or so. So let me just real quick. I'll be right back. All right. Okay. Full glass of water, ready to go. Splash some cold water in my face too, because I was getting warm. Would you ever react to Fight Club? I have seen Fight Club. Actually, I reacted to it. There's a reaction on my channel. Just type in Movie Fusion Fight Club and it will come up. A really yellow thumbnail. I think I made it like extremely yellow for some reason. Oh, you commented like 2 comments later that are, yeah, you already watched it. Yeah. Yeah, definitely go check it out. I liked that movie quite a bit. It was good. Not my favorite Fincher movie, but I do like it. Have you seen the movie Irreversible? Nope, but I can add it to my watch list. I totally agree about horror movies. I don't watch them to judge scares. I watch them to judge screenplays, cinematography, acting, effects, sound design. Yeah, but the thing is also like scares are a part of it. Just it's not like the only part. You know what I mean? Like I might like. It depends on the movie too. Like if it's a movie that I'm not watching for the scares, then no, it's not going to be part of it. But if there happens to be good scares, it could elevate the movie a bit, sure. But it doesn't. It's not the thing I'm judging it for. That's true. Peaky Blinders is on the watch list, so maybe one day I'll do it. The guy who created the Terrifier movies should be locked up, bro. No, man, Damien Leone's the GOAT. I'm like so surprised how much I like Terrifier 2, because I did not like the first one. I thought it was such a bad, like, it was just bad. Like, I just didn't like it. It was just one of those really cheap, like, B horror movies you watch on Netflix just for fun with your bros. Like, that's what it was. But like, the sequel was so much better. It's actually like a solid slasher film. There's something about the atmosphere and the tone of it, the music, that it all just worked for me, like, completely. So I really liked it. Have you watched Mother? Nope, but I would like to, and it got a lot of votes on recent polls, so maybe I will watch it soon. I assume Evil Dead Rise is really a violent movie and really scary that people get disturbed and hyped by Sam Raimi. Evil Dead Rise, it was pretty disturbing, but it actually wasn't. Or are you saying it was hyped by Sam Raimi? Oh, okay. Yeah, he probably did talk about it, right? Because he did the original ones. But yeah, I like the Evil Dead Rise quite a bit. I need a new Nightmare on Elm Street done right. It would make bank. I agree. I think out of any movies that I want to get made right now, more than anything, it would be a Nightmare on Elm Street reboot. Like, that's my, like, number one. Like, I need that, but for some reason it just hasn't happened. It's been 14 years since we've had a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. That's crazy, man. You're getting all these Halloween movies, Scream, Texas Chainsaw got one 2 years ago. Chucky's getting TV shows. Like, where the hell's Freddy? Like, come on. Even Jason's getting, I think, a series, right? There's some new Friday the 13th series coming out. Maybe it got canceled. I don't remember, but there's something that they have planned for that. What the hell's Freddy getting? Nothing. It's crazy. And like, ironically, Freddy is the character, and I guess the franchise as a whole, the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, is the one you could do the most with. Like, I feel like there's the most amount of variety in the stories you can tell and the creativity. So, like, why is that the one that's not getting a movie made? I feel like that's the easiest one to make because there's so many more ideas out there. Whereas a Jason movie, like, okay, what else can they do? He's just going to be killing more people in a camp. Like, okay. A Nightmare on Elm Street, you can explore a whole dream world. There's so much to do with that. I don't know. What is your opinion on nicotine? I don't know how to respond to that, to be honest. I guess it's not good, right? I don't know. I haven't really taken any products involving it myself, so I don't. But I think it's best to not take products involving it. Do you think the new Superman movie will be better than Zack Snyder's Superman? I trust James Gunn. I don't know if it's going to be, like, better for me, like, in my opinion. Like, I'm not sure if I'm going to like it more, but I think it's going to be more well liked. I think it's going to be all around. I think it's going to be a good movie. I really feel like the DCU is going to be one of the best like superhero cinematic universes we ever had. Like, just being straight up, I trust James Gunn enough that I think he's going to deliver, like, hard. Like, it's going to be solid stuff. He is really planning a lot, and I trust it. I've never been this on board with something in my life. Like, I really haven't. When it comes to, like, movies, this is, like, I'm pretty sure of it at this point. You can come back to this clip and make fun of me, like, 3 years from now if it ends up being terrible, but, like, I'm telling you, I think it's going to be, like, a solid cinematic universe. I think he has a lot planned, and it's going to work. I have a lot of confidence in it. Not even memeing here. What is actually going to be of the Sony Spider-Verse? I kind of feel like just a Sinister Six with MCU, Tom, but I have no idea. Oh, what's up, Viral Edge? How you doing? So you're basically asking, like, what do I think Sony's going to be doing with the Spider-Verse at this point? So I don't think they know, to be honest. Like, I don't even think they know what they're doing. They're kind of just making movies. A lot of people are saying the only reason they're doing this is because they're trying to keep they have to keep making movies in order to keep the rights to the Spider-Man character, because they don't really expect these movies to do that great. They probably don't care too much for them. They just know if they're not constantly making movies, then they're not going to be able to keep the rights to Spider-Man. So they want to make sure they can keep the rights to Spider-Man, so they're throwing out these movies. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just saying that's what I've heard. In terms of plans, like, okay, scrap plans, because like I said, they probably don't have plans, but what will they do with it? At this point, I think it's going to lead into Spider-Man 4, but okay, so, and this is a lot of stuff we learned today, right? I didn't know about this character before. I actually had no idea who Null was, but Null is the villain in Venom 3. He was in the trailer. I don't really know much about the character, but I learned a little bit about him today because, you know, he's in the trailer. People were talking about him, but apparently he's a pretty big deal. Like he's a huge character. I think they're going to work that threat into the MCU, specifically with Spider-Man. Now, maybe it's a bad time to do that. I mean, you're introducing Doctor Doom, you're doing all this. Are you going to want to bring in this other villain there? It might not be a great time for it, but will they do it? Maybe. And they've already said that Spider-Man 4 will probably have multiverse elements. So I think they're going to bring Venom into the Spider-Man 4. They might even bring Null into Spider-Man 4, and then Spider-Man and Venom, they're going to go at it. They're going to go at each other in the beginning, and then eventually realize they have to work together. And then it's going to be a Spider-Man Venom versus Null movie for Spider-Man 4. That is my guess. In terms of Morbius, Madam Web, they're not doing shit with that. Those two movies did so bad, people hated them. Those characters are not coming back. So those are done. Kraven is yet to be seen. I think it really depends if the movie ends up being good or bad. If it ends up being good, maybe they'll just do a sequel to it and just have it be its own thing, not really try to connect it to anything else. Or perhaps they will throw him into Spider-Man 4 as well. Maybe. I have no idea. But that is what I think they're currently planning. And because they're not planning to do filming for Spider-Man 4 until the beginning of 2025, I think that would actually make sense. They're going to wait to see how Venom 3 and Kraven does in theaters. If people like them, they're well received, they do well financially, then I think they're going to do what I just said, and they're going to work those movies into Spider-Man 4 with Feige's permission, of course. But if the movies do bad, people hate Venom 3, people hate Kraven, then they're going to probably scrap it and just say, screw it, let's do a like grounded Spidey flick, street level with Kingpin or Scorpion or something. Like, I think they're probably working on, this is all speculation. Like, don't take me what I'm saying now as like some inside information. This is speculation. I think then they're probably currently working on two different scripts. They're probably going, okay, we have this one idea of a multiverse Spider-Man movie, and like I said, depends on those movies' performances, and if they do well, we'll go ahead and do it. If they don't do well, we'll go ahead and do the other script. Like, I genuinely think that's what they're doing right now, and I have no idea what it's going to end up being. I'm curious, though. I'm very curious. In terms of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, I think they're going to have them return for Avengers Secret Wars at the very least. Will they be in Spider-Man 4 as well? Maybe, but I don't think they have to be. I think they don't have to be, but they could. They're going to come back at least once more. And honestly, I'm not like against them doing another multiverse Spider-Man movie. I know some people are really hating on that because they want a street level Spider-Man movie. But the way I see it is this is the last chance for them to do a multiverse Spider-Man movie in the MCU. You can't do it after Secret Wars because Secret Wars is supposed to end the multiverse. It's supposed to stop it, right? That's I think where they're going with this, right? So after that, any Spider-Man stuff is going to be street level. You're not going to have multiverse stuff anymore. You're not going to have a chance to bring back Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Venom from Tom Hardy's movies. You're not going to be able to bring those over in Spider-Man 5 or 6. You can't. So they have to do it now or never, really. That's kind of the way it works, which is why I'm okay with it, you know? But we'll see. Like I said, I think it just depends on how those movies do. What was your favorite and least favorite movie you reacted to? Favorite would be Interstellar. Least favorite would probably be... There was like a Silent Night, Deadly Night movie I did that I really hated. I reacted to that, I think. I think it was called Silent Night, Deadly Night. I didn't like it. Oh my God, we got a spammer going on here. Thank you, Evan, for deleting them. Where was I in here? Over here. Can you react to a Nightmare on Elm Street TV series? So I've heard of that, but like, is it like good though? Because I feel like the fact that I've never heard of it, I feel like, I don't know. I'm gonna look it up because I'm actually really curious. Freddy's Nightmares, is that what it is, from 1988? That's the only thing that comes up when I type it in. Like, I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it. And like, I've never heard any like people praise it, but you're telling me it's good, so maybe I should watch it then. I don't know. We'll see. What are your thoughts on the Megan movie? I thought it was okay. I think it should have been R-rated, but it was okay. I did do a review for it. Have you seen the Puppet Master movies? I have not. Nope. Which characters do you think are at most risk for Stranger Things 5? How do you feel about fake out deaths in movies and shows? Stranger Things season 5. Ooh, that's a tough one. I think Steve, definitely. I think he's a goner. Straight, like, I would be shocked if he lives. Either Steve or Jonathan, like one of the two. It has to be one of the two. I think the other kids will survive. I think Nancy will survive. I think Joyce will be fine. Hopper will be probably fine. Actually, they could do something with 11 getting killed, but I don't think they will. I feel like they're going to want a happy ending. I don't think that they're not going to want to end it in a really dark, depressing way. I mean, I feel like season 4's ending felt kind of dark and depressing. So like, I think they're going to end season 5 on a high note, but it's still going to have like that one or two big death. And I think it might be Steve. I think that'll be the one that hits everyone. I can't think of any other character that would work with a big death, but I think it'll be Steve. I actually don't think Johnson would hit as hard. So I think it's going to be Steve. That's what I'm going with. And I'm sure they'll introduce new characters that'll probably get killed off too or something. But in terms of like the main ones, yeah, Steve, I think will die. Rick will show up in the final episode of Daryl Dixon, not the finale of season 2. That's possible. I think that's more likely. Like, we'll see Daryl return home in the end of season 3. I hope season 3 is the last season. They've been talking about season 4 possibly happening now, which is crazy. This show does not need that many seasons. Now, if they have more ideas in store, go for it, sure. But like, I just want them to reunite already. If we do 4 fucking seasons, we're going to be here until 2027, like, before we get any sort of reunion. Like, come on, man. Like, these characters, I don't think these actors want to play these characters forever, right? Like, I don't know. What do you think of Evan Peters as Quicksilver? He was great. I thought he was solid as Quicksilver. I think he was at his best probably in Days of Future Past. Obviously, he was good in Apocalypse too. But yeah, he was solid. Do you think Shrek 5 will be a sellout, garbage, cash grab, pragmatism's consumer society object? Or do you think it'll be an original piece of art that doesn't rely on nostalgia? That's a lot of words in that comment or that question. I don't really know. I haven't seen Shrek 3 or 4. I've only seen the first 2. So I don't even know. Like, I don't know if 4 ended in a way where it made sense to go on with the 5th one. But I feel like, I don't know, it's an animated movie of a like a sequel of a movie that hasn't had one since, like, when did the 4th one come out? Let's see. I have no idea when it came out. Shrek 4, 2010. Oh, that's a while ago. I think it could work just fine. I think it has potential, but I don't know if I'm sure it's hard to say. Like, sell out garbage, like, it does that just mean it's trying to make money, or like does it mean it's solely being made for money, right? There's a potential that its reason for being made has a lot to do with money, for sure. Yes, that's actually, no, that 100% yes. But I don't think that means that it couldn't have a good idea behind it or a lot of passion. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We will see. Do you think Venom 3 will be rated R? No. The first 2 weren't, so I don't think they're going to change it for the 3rd. Unfortunately. If you're using your ear to hear things, then why isn't it called earring? And if you are earring, and an earring you put in your ear should be called a hearing, because it hurts. So add an H in there. It's the smartest thing I've ever had someone put in my comments. Since you love killing zombies in video games, have you ever played the Dead Island games? I've played Dead Island 2 for like an hour, and then I never finished it, unfortunately. I don't know. I mean, I like Dying Light a lot. I feel like Dead Island, I enjoyed the first bit of it I played. I actually did a video on it, fun fact. But I don't know. There's just so many games out there. I just didn't have time for it to finish it. But maybe one day, maybe. What is your knowledge about the film A Serbian Film? I know it's one of the most grotesque, like, dark movies ever, right? Like, it's just completely fucked up. You should react to Scream Queens. Yeah, I'm probably honestly gonna do that. Like, after American Horror Story, maybe? I don't know. Gotta fix my chair. We'll see, though. No promises there, but we'll see. Do you think they should put Spider-Man in the new Venom movie? I mean, if it was Andrew Garfield, I think that would actually really work. I don't think they will, but I'm just saying I'd be down for it personally. Do they have to, though? No, not really. I think they should lead to it, but do they have to do it in that movie? I have seen the Scream TV show. Yep. The first 2 seasons. I haven't seen. I know they did a 3rd season, I think, too. Love Scream Queens. Yeah, I mean, I've heard of it. I know it's got a lot of people from American Horror Story in it, right? Sounds very solid for the end of the Venom trilogy, honestly, but the other characters, yeah, scrap them. Yeah, there's no need. I mean, Morbius did so bad, there's no point. Which is kind of strange because that means the ending of the Morbius like movie with that scene with Vulture has absolutely no meaning anymore. But who cares, right? Who cares? Who do you think led to the downfall of Marvel after Endgame? Or what do you think led to the downfall? I don't really think there was a downfall, though. Like, I don't ever use the words. Actually, that's not true. Sometimes I use that word, but it's only if I'm trying to be hyperbolic in like a YouTube title or something. But I don't personally like downfall means it's constantly going down, right? Like it's been just nonstop. Stuff's been getting worse and worse. I've rated a lot of movies and shows pretty highly since Endgame. Like let's just list them out. I liked Black Widow. I liked Shang-Chi. I liked Wakanda Forever. I loved Spider-Man No Way Home. I liked it less when I watched it again, but I still like it a lot. It's a good movie. I liked Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I loved Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I actually really liked Deadpool and Wolverine. So I feel like a lot of them I've been liking. In terms of the shows, a lot of them have been fine. A lot of the shows have also sucked, though. So there's that. There's definitely some bad ones, and there's also some bad movies. So it's kind of just up and down all around. I feel like it's not a consistent, like, everything's bad, everything's good. But specifically what led to some of the movies being of lower quality compared to maybe like Phase 3, I think it's just simply there's been a kind of consistent tone that they've been trying to keep some movies that probably shouldn't be. A good example is like Thor Love and Thunder should not have that comedic tone that it does. And I think they've been trying to shoehorn that into too many MCU movies. And it's obviously that very similar type of humor that just doesn't really work for all movies. It works for some of them. It worked for Deadpool and Wolverine. It doesn't really work for Thor Love and Thunder. You know what I mean? So they should have picked and choose better tones when to give certain movies. I also feel like they expect these movies to make so much money that some of them kind of felt almost cut back in certain places. Some of them felt a little cheap in some areas, even though they had large budgets, probably due to a lot of reshoots for these movies. The vision's just not being clear for them. That's definitely a problem. Yeah, but that's pretty much, I think, the only issues I would have. Those are probably the only things that probably led to some problems. Like the shows get the effect of it the most. I feel like a show like, I don't know, She-Hulk tonally, it was, in my opinion, I just didn't like. Like I can't even blame She-Hulk in terms of like there being a specific thing that causes it. It's more so it's just not for me. Like I don't know, the show just didn't do anything for me. And then you have a show like Secret Invasion I liked more than the average person, I will say. I can't say I hated that, but a lot of people did. And I think that was just because of the finale, to be honest. I didn't like Miss Marvel in its final its final episode was good. And its first episode was good. The middle chunk kind of stunk. Really just messy stuff there. A lot of messy writing, I think, is the best way to put it. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania was really messy too. The Marvels just wasn't a good movie. Like, I don't know, there's just been a lot of stuff like that, but there's also been a lot of great stuff. So that's why I can't really say it's like one thing that just kind of led to like a sharp downfall, because I don't really think that happened. Which is a more enjoyable type of camera style in a movie, found footage filming or one-shot filming? Oh, definitely one shot. Found footage is cool here and there, but I'm not like crazy about it all the time. Sometimes it feels a little cheap. I don't know if cheap's the right word, but sometimes it like the Blair Witch Project was actually a movie I didn't love that much, and I think the found footage aspect just started to get kind of old after a while, and maybe that's why I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. I liked Creep though. Creep was a really good movie. That's found footage like style. Would you consider reacting to the Interview with the Vampire series? Game of Thrones Grey Worm actor is the main actor. I'll definitely consider it. No promises for sure, but that could be fun. I think The Walking Dead will end in 2029, but truly probably 2030. They would do it as a final 8 to 10 episode spinoff of one final story and market it as 20 years of The Walking Dead to end the story. All characters back together. That would probably be, you're right, that'd probably be what they do. I kind of want it to be a movie, to be honest. I want to see that shit on the big screen. Oh my goodness, what is going on with this Emmett person? You know, I'm putting you in a timeout. 5 minutes timeout. What was I saying? I want it to be a movie, but if it's an 8 to 10 episode spin-off series, that's fine too. I would take either of them, but I feel like that story deserves a finale movie. But I also don't want them to end The Walking Dead after that, because there are more stories they could tell. I just want those characters' storylines to end. I don't want to see them again. End them. Like, to have them be done for life after that. As much as I love those actors, I love those characters, it's time to put it as, you know, finish them out. And I think a movie would be a good way to do it. I don't want it to be that late though, like 2029, 2030. Like, that to me seems too late, to the point where I'm worried that like people just wouldn't care anymore when that happens. You know, I understand the whole 20 years of The Walking Dead thing. That would be a cool way to market it, but like the Rick Grimes coming back recently definitely brought back a lot of fans, I would say, or maybe not brought back a lot of fans, but just in general gave more attention to The Walking Dead. But like, that's not going to stick for long, you know? So I feel like we need to keep things going. Like, if Rick doesn't come back till 6 years from now, like, I don't know, man. I guess we'll see. But if it was up to me, it would probably be happening in the next 2 or 3 years. Like, it would be Dead City season 2, Daryl Dixon season 3, and then they're done. And then they come back for a final movie and boom, finish it out. And the movie finale would revolve around, I said it before on stream, I'll say it again, it would be CRM versus Commonwealth. And I know they technically ended, they made CRM good again or whatever, but it would be a CRM like rebel squad or something, like a team that doesn't want to go along with what happened, probably Beale's son, and they would be attacking Commonwealth to try to get revenge for what happened to General Beale. And I think that would work well as a movie. A giant battle at Commonwealth. Have some variant walkers get thrown in there too. I don't know. Have fun with that. And even kill off a character or two and have them have a bunch of really important dialogue scenes with each other. I mean, you'd have to have like have Morgan come back, have the Fear the Walking Dead characters somehow get to Commonwealth. Go crazy with it. Make it a whole long 3-hour movie or something. I don't know. That's what I would personally do. Would you ever consider doing music reactions? No, I mean, there's too many copyright problems with music, but also I don't even know how to react to music. I might do music reactions to the Call of Duty Zombies music Easter egg songs though. my other channel though, because I mean, those songs aren't copyrighted, and also I already did one actually for Black Ops Cold War, interestingly enough, but I'll probably do that for that game, but not like music in general. No, I wouldn't do that. I guess you could say I technically do music reactions because I frequently talk about music in movies. So like when I'm watching a movie and there's a really good soundtrack, I will always mention it. So I guess technically I kind of already do them a little bit, sort of. Are you looking forward to 28 years later? Yes, I definitely am. Yeah. Although missed opportunity to call it 28 months later and then do 28 years later in 2030. I feel like that would make more sense, but call me crazy. I don't know. Why do I say that so much? I always say call me crazy. I just realized that's like my quote. Like that's like my thing. But like it didn't really fit in that context though. I just randomly said it. I don't know. Wreck was good. I agree. That's a good found footage movie. I agree. What's your opinion on the Minecraft movie? Disappointing. I wasn't okay. No, honestly, the second they announced Jack Black was gonna be Steve was the moment I already did not have any hope for that movie because I knew what it was gonna be. I knew it was gonna be a joke of a movie, and that's what it is. Watch the trailer; it looks like a joke of a movie. Like, I don't know, man. And like, you might be telling me like, what were you expecting? It's a live-action Minecraft movie, bro. Trust me. You could 100% make a good live action Minecraft movie. It is 100% possible. It does not need to be ridiculous. And there's like there's so many concept arts I've seen people make of it, but like I think the issue is the idea that Minecraft has to have a blocky look to it, right? Because when you decide that it has to be blocky, that is where you're already limiting yourself because now you have to do this whole thing where everything's blocky and stuff like that. I feel like they could have found a way to make it so it's like it's the concepts of Minecraft but legit just live action, right? You don't have to make everything blocky and animated because what that does is it looks so out of place. You have to do one or the other. Either make it all animated so the characters are animated, the characters look like they do in the Minecraft games, but everything else does too. Either go full in like that or go full in with it actually being live action and have actual sets, not these fucking CGI messes, which I'm not saying CGI is bad, but just make it look good. It does not look good in that trailer. That's all I'm saying. Except for like the actual like creatures themselves look fine. I don't think those look bad. It's like the backdrops that look terrible. It just the tone of it, you can tell they're gonna try to be this goofy like Minecraft. Like you can just tell what they're trying to do, and I get it. It's meant for children. I understand that, but I also don't think that's like the best way to do your Minecraft movie because not a lot of kids play Minecraft anymore. Actually, like trust me, they're all playing Fortnite and Roblox now. Like that's the new thing. Most of the fans of Minecraft played that game 10 years ago. They're adults now. Like, you know, so I feel like marketing that for children, you could have made it a movie that is not necessarily marketed specifically for children, but is marketed for, I guess, anyone, right? Like it could, I'm not saying make it R-rated, but like you could have made it PG-13, whatever, and had a tone that's more in line with the Dungeons and Dragons movie. To me, that's the best example I can give. The Dungeons and Dragons movie that came out last year. That to me has a good tone where it's got some comedy to it, but it still is also got some serious moments. It's not made for children. It's not made for children whatsoever. It's just a normal movie, right? That to me was a good tone to do. This movie could have done something like that, but instead they said, fuck it, let's just make it like, it just, I don't know. I'm not going to judge it fully, obviously, until I see it, but the trailer to me just looks not great. That's all I'm saying. Aldo, greetings from Lima, Peru. Oh, cool. I'm a huge fan of American Horror Story, and I can't wait to watch season 8. You'll see. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I've heard a lot of people hype up season 8, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm almost done with season 7. We have like 3 more episodes, and then we're done. So we'll be there soon. Thank you for watching the stream, by the way. I have not seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer except for a couple episodes, though. And I don't remember them because I watched them a while ago. So there's that. Oh, no, I haven't seen the movie Buffy, though. I've seen a couple episodes of the show. Did you hear they're making another I Know What You Did Last Summer movie? Yes. Is that next year, I think, right? I think so. What would you like to see storyline wise in the direction for Saw 11? I loved Saw X, but how much prequel story can they continue to tell in between Saw 1 and 3? Did they already confirm it's going to be another prequel story? I think they did, right? You're right. There's not much they can do. I mean, I guess, is there anything between 2 and 3 that they can do? Because I think that's the only logical direction I see is do something between 2 and 3 next. You already did one in between 1 and 2. So do one in between 2 and 3, you know? I don't know. Favorite COD Zombie song? Yeah, Beauty of Annihilation is great. I would say the one is really solid. Obviously 115 is great. I really like Dead Again from BO3. The Gift from Revelations being BO3. Drowning is really good. Mad Hatter, that's the Avenged Sevenfold song, but it's in Black Ops 4. That's really good. It's hard to name one. I will say it's hard to just name one. There's some amazing songs there. Abracadabra, whatever, the Ascension one is really good too. I like that one. Can't name any others right now, but yeah, those are the main ones that Always Running from Buried. That one's probably my favorite. Always Running, I think, is my favorite. That's okay. I can give you my favorite then. Had to think of it. I love your appreciation for good film scores. Yes, I'm always going to appreciate them. I think they're really important in movies. Really, really important. Have you seen School of Rock? No, I actually haven't. Have not seen the new Teen Wolf show. Nope. What's your favorite NFL team? Cowboys fan here. The LA Chargers. I watched more football when I was younger, actually. Like, I honestly have watched it less over the past couple of years. I still do the whole fantasy football shebang. I still do that, but I don't really watch as much. I think it's more of just a time thing. Like, I just don't have much time, maybe, and I don't know. I also don't care as much as I used to. I still slightly enjoy it. Like, I enjoy watching it. I think my favorite sporting event's by far March Madness. That's like the best sporting event. But when it comes to other sporting events, yeah, I'll watch the Super Bowl. I'll watch a game here and there. I just don't have as much of a care as I used to. But LA Chargers is my team though. Oh, I decided to react to American Horror Story because it won the polls. It destroyed a poll. I did a poll for shows on my Patreon and it won. So I won by a lot. Have you played the Dark Pictures anthology? Nope. I'm not even sure. I mean, what are those? What games are in them? I'm assuming they're games because you said played. By the way, we are going to end the stream really soon. I just realized we've gone almost to the 2-hour mark. So probably going to end it in a few more minutes. We'll read a couple more comments. I do have to go soon. I got to go to sleep kind of early today. Do you collect Blu-rays? No. I have a decent amount, sure, just from ones I've gotten over the years, but I don't go out of my way to collect them because I don't know. I feel like and this is no offense to people who do this. I'm not gonna sit here and say that you can't do this. No, I appreciate that as a hobby. I think that's cool that people do it. I would feel like for me, it would be a waste of money. I wouldn't get much out of it because most of the movies I'm gonna watch are gonna be on a streaming service anyways. So I don't feel like it's necessary for me to buy them. The only times I ever buy them on Blu-ray is if it's a movie I've already seen and I really like. If it's a really good movie, it deserves to be watched in Blu-ray, then I'll get it. Other than that, I'll just watch it on a streaming service. Most movies are on streaming services, at this point, or I'll rent it for $4 or something. It's just, I watch a decent amount of new movies nowadays. So if I had to buy them on Blu-ray every time I wanted to watch them, or often, I'd be spending a lot of money, and that's just too much. So it's just not something I do personally. But definitely, if it's a solid movie that I really like, yeah, I'll get the Blu-ray. Dark Pictures Anthologies, an anthology series of interactive drama and survival horror video games. Is Until Dawn in that? Because I know that's an interactive survival horror game, right? I want to play Until Dawn. Will you be buying the new PS5 Pro? Hell no. Hell no. I mean, first of all, I don't play my PS5 much at all. I'm an Xbox guy, right? I only have the PlayStation 5 for the Spider-Man games, and any PlayStation exclusives is what I have the PS5 for, right? But the PS5 Pro, I don't really see the point of it. Like, it's just more powerful, right? That's it. And it's $700. Like, oh, geez, it's too much. It's too much money. I wouldn't see a point for it personally. If someone else wants to get it for the reason of it being more powerful, go for it. I'm not saying you can't, but I personally, just for my own interests, I don't think it would be necessary for me to buy. Are you going to react to any Western movies? I don't really have a specific plan for it, but if a Western movie happens to come up that I want to watch, I'm not opposed to it. Man of Medan, Little Hope, House of Ashes, and The Devil in Me. Oh, I've never heard of them, actually. So maybe I could do that one day. I don't know. Arcane reaction. Yeah, so I was talking about this before. I do think I probably will do Arcane before season 2. We'll see, though. No promises, but probably. Have you seen the film Sunshine from 2007, directed by Danny Boyle, who did 28 Days Later, and stars Cillian Murphy, Chris Evans, Michelle Yeoh, and a few others? No, but it's on my watch list. I really, there's so many. I have like 1,000+ movies on my watch list, so a lot on there. That one is on there, and we'll love to get to it someday, but don't know for sure. I guess you plan to review the Pacific and Masters of the Air after Band of Brothers. I don't have a plan for that currently, but I'm not opposed to it. I don't think, like, Band of Brothers was pretty popular, and those videos didn't perform that well. Like, just being completely honest, like, they did not perform well for my channel. Like, they were getting less than like 2,000 views. They just weren't doing that great, right? And that's a really popular show. So the Pacific and the Masters of the Air, I'm assuming those aren't very popular in comparison. So reacting to it, I just don't know if I should. I would love to watch them, though. If I'm not going to react to them, I'll definitely watch them someday. I don't know if reactions would be the best way to go, but I'm not opposed to it. Definitely not like throwing it down, but I don't want to say I'm planning if I'm not planning, because I'm currently not planning it. But like I said, if I want to do it someday, maybe, but we'll see. We'll see. Most anticipated movie of 2025. Great question. I'm going to pull up the 2025 movie list so I can like give a better answer. Obviously I'm going to do a video for this in January of my top 10 most anticipated movies of next year, but I don't want to do that video now, obviously, because there's going to be more movies announced over the next 4 months, more trailers, we'll learn more information, so obviously I might as well wait for that. But let me let you know now some movies. Not in any particular order. I'm just going to kind of read them off as the ones I'm personally most excited for. Okay. So like I said, in no particular order, Fantastic Four. I mean, all the MCU movies, obviously. I would say Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts I'm way more excited for than Captain America 4, but still looking forward to Captain America 4 nonetheless. Blade is currently said to be coming out next year, right? But it's not confirmed at this point because it's in development hell, so it might not come out. We're looking forward to Mission Impossible 8. That's up there. Superman, obviously. Saw 11. Jurassic World Rebirth is probably one I'm looking forward to a bit. The Black Phone Part 2 is coming out next year. Nobody 2 is coming out next year too, which is exciting. And I guess a couple others here. I guess there's the I Know What You Did Last Summer remake. 28 Years Later. The Wolfman. They released a teaser for that. It looked interesting. Avatar 3, I guess I'm looking forward to. Yeah, that's Basically the ones that I'm like mostly looking forward to, I guess. Mortal Kombat 2 as well. Yeah, that's seems like a good amount of movies there. Oh, They Follow's coming out next year. Oh shit, I totally forgot about They Follow. Is that confirmed to come out next year? I didn't know if that was definitely next year or not. It doesn't have a it doesn't have a date currently. At least it doesn't on IMDb or on. It doesn't have a date on Letterboxd, but maybe it does somewhere else. I don't know. All right. Get your last minute questions in. We're gonna end the stream literally in like 2 minutes probably. So get them all out. Thoughts on Irreversible? I haven't seen that. Is that a movie or a show? I haven't seen it. Yeah, horror movies in October. I have quite a few planned, but I don't want to specifically mention like all of them because some of them aren't guaranteed, but the ones that are like almost certainly guaranteed: Paranormal Activity, because that won the poll; Dawn of the Dead, if you count that; The First Omen, and I mean, I guess The Witch I'm going to probably have by the end of the month, so maybe that won't be October. There's definitely a couple others though. We'll get to some more for sure. Do you listen to any 90s bands like Weezer, Nirvana, Soundgarden, or Radiohead? A little bit of songs from all of those, actually, to be honest. Like, I don't specifically listen to like a lot of songs from like one of them, but like there's a couple from each of those, I guess. Curious on your opinion after Chucky, of course. Who would you say is the second most popular killer doll, Megan or Slappy? I mean, Megan's probably more popular right now. I mean, Slappy was like the icon back in the day, but Slappy hasn't gotten much attention in a while, you know? Ain't nobody talking about Slappy anymore. I guess would Annabelle be considered there? I don't know. I haven't seen the Annabelle movies, so I don't really know much about it, but I guess that's up there as a killer doll, right? Not in the same way, I guess, but I don't know. I've never seen the movie, so I don't really know. Danny Boyle should do a movie called 28 Minutes Later and make it about people that had 28 minutes till they get infected. I don't know, for some reason, I think that would actually kind of be interesting. Like, just for clarification, the new I Know What You Did Last Summer is a sequel. Oh, you're right. It is a sequel. Okay. I knew that, but my mind just said remake for some reason. But yeah, you're right. It's like a legacy sequel, right? It's bringing some of the characters back. Yep. I did know that, but I just blanked on it when I was mentioning it. What's the TV show you watched but didn't react to? As in like recently or like ever? Iron Fist is one I recently watched. Luke Cage I've been watching. Like I said, I was talking about that before. Like some of those shows, people just didn't seem to want me to react to them. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch them on my own then, because it's very different to watch them on my own. Because I can put them on before bed. I don't have to edit them. Like it's very different. It takes a lot less time than it does reacting to them. You know. How often do you physically go to the movie theater? I would say at this point, probably at least 3 to 4 times a month. It depends on the month though. There's been months where I've gone like 6 times. And there's been times where I've gone like once. Like it really just depends on the month. I should go more. It's just, I don't really always have the time. You know what I mean? But yes, definitely at this, I would say on average 3 to 4 times a month, maybe. Not this month though. I don't think I haven't gone this month yet. So this month's not going to be a lot. There's not a lot of movies coming out this month. October has a lot. October has Joker, Terrifier 3, that one Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh movie I'm definitely going to see. Smile 2. There's already 4 movies right there, and I'll probably see another one, I'm sure. So Venom 3. That's 5 movies in October. That's a lot. This month's been a little bit less for me. I could have seen Beetlejuice. I just didn't have the time to. Friends or How I Met Your Mother? I don't even have to think about that. Well, I can't really properly compare them. I've only seen 1 season of How I Met Your Mother. But okay, let's do that. Actually, you know what? Honestly, Friends season 1 versus How I Met Your Mother season 1. I think How I Met Your Mother season 1 is slightly better. But Friends season 1 is also, in my opinion, the weakest season of that show, like by far. People roast me for that shit. It's just the weakest season. The characters didn't really get into their groove yet. They didn't get, the comedy wasn't like, it didn't hit yet, you know? Which is why I feel like a lot of people drop that show, because they'll watch the first episode and be like, this really isn't that funny. But it's like, it doesn't really like, they don't get into it, you know what I mean? Until later on. The drama doesn't get that good till later on either, in my opinion. But I mean, I think even when I finish the show, I think it'd be very hard to beat Friends. It's not an easy task. Like the peak of Friends to me is like seasons 3 to like 6. Like that jump, that you're not beating that. Like that's like some of the best television for me. Like in terms of comedy, like love that shit. I mean, I love the later seasons too. Just I think season 3 to 6 is like some of the best stuff. I have seen the first Beetlejuice, just not the sequel though. Not yet. Do you think after Deadpool 3, Jackman is now officially done? No, I think he's coming back for Secret Wars. I think he's going to come back for Secret Wars, and then after that, he'll be done. But he's going to be in Secret Wars. We're going to have Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. It's going to be crazy. Secret Wars is going to have like every fucking person on planet Earth in that movie. I haven't seen Seinfeld. I haven't watched it through, so I can't compare that. Who would you say is the bigger villain in pop culture history? Historically speaking, the Joker or Darth Vader? Oh, that's actually hard. The Joker's been around longer, but I don't know. I feel like Darth Vader. I think I'd say Joker. That might be a weird. There's like, I don't know. Those are definitely the two biggest ones for sure. But here's the thing, Joker has so many different adaptations of it, right? Whereas Darth Vader is known for one specific adaptation. Well, I guess you can say he's different, like, you know, he's a bit different in like the shows and stuff like that and the animated stuff, but it still is the same character though. Like Darth Vader has been one character all the way through. Right, it's the same character. They've never done a Star Wars reboot with a new version of Darth Vader. It's one version, whereas Joker has had like fucking 30 incarnations at this point. I don't know, probably a lot. Like throughout video games, comics, shows, movies, so many different Jokers. So like it's very different they're very different characters. But the idea of Joker, I feel like maybe has more of a thing behind it than Darth Vader does. I think it's slightly more, but yeah. Darth Vader is still obviously, you know, one of the biggest goats of villains for sure. Did Joker kill kids? I don't remember. Joker, I feel like he definitely has killed kids before, and like some incarnations out there. I don't remember it happening in a movie, but I mean, I'm gonna look it up. I mean, obviously we know Vader killed kids. We know that. Oh wait, didn't he killed Jason Todd and he was a kid, right? Yeah, he literally killed. I mean, was Jason Todd a kid in that? I don't remember. I know I haven't like seen that storyline. Like I haven't read it myself, but oh yeah, he's definitely killed kids before, for sure. Yeah, Jason Todd, he was a kid in that at that time. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. I was gonna say, there's no way that man hasn't killed kids. It's some version out there. Vader technically isn't pure evil, I guess, because in the end he comes back to help, right? Would you rather shoot lasers when you pee or fly when you fart? It depends it depends, because when I'm flying, is it like how high am I flying? Am I going through the roof, or am I just kind of levitating a little? Because a little levitation, that'd be kind of fun. Whereas a laser when you pee, you would destroy your house every time you use the bathroom. You'd have to pee in like a vault of pure metal or something, because you wouldn't want to break through it. So like, I feel like the fart when you fart doesn't seem as bad. But it depends. Am I shooting through the ceiling, or am I just kind of doing a little levitation? Then it's not as bad. Which is more villainous, Walter White or Darth Vader? I mean, Darth Vader's definitely killed more people, whereas Walter White, he's more of a, domestic villain. I don't know. It's hard to say. I'd probably say Vader. Joker killed a pregnant lady too. There you go. I have seen Breaking Bad. Yep. Any plans to play Fallout on your gaming channel? You know, maybe when Fallout Season 2 comes out. How about that? I know I said I was planning on it. It's just like I have so much. I don't have time. It's just so bad. It's like I just so much stuff in the world, and it's like I don't get bored anymore because there's so many things, which I kind of miss the feeling of being bored. I'm not gonna lie. I do kind of miss it. But I just right now just don't have the time for it, you know. I'm still finishing Red Dead Redemption 2, which I haven't got to in a month, so got to get back to that soon. Maybe I don't get around to stuff because I always say I'm gonna finish something and then I just keep going. I said I was gonna finish the stream like 10 minutes ago. I'm still going. I'm just having fun. I don't know. I don't want to end the stream. Did you think the War of the Worlds would have been better if the kids were not there? Robbie was dumb the whole time and Tim Robbins' character was pointless. I mean, Robbie did kind of annoy me in that one scene, but I don't think the movie would have been better. I mean, especially, no, I think I liked it the way it was. I don't think I needed them to not be in it. Which Joker is your favorite, Heath Ledger or Joaquin Phoenix? Hard to say because they're very different portrayals, like extremely different. I think Heath Ledger, obviously as a villain, he portrayed it perfectly, but in like a leading role for the movie, Joaquin Phoenix's performance, I think is like one of my favorite performances in a movie. So it's hard to say, but I think, okay, I don't know, man. It's fun. It's really hard. It really is. That's like that's one of the, I've been asked that before, but like, it's hard to say. It really is. Like to the point where I don't even want to say it, 'cause like, I don't know. I feel like I could go either way, you know? Are you going to see Speak No Evil or The Front Room? I've never heard of The Front Room, but Speak No Evil, I don't know. If I have time to see it, maybe I will. I was going to see Transformers 1 in theaters. I've been hearing some good things about that, actually. But Speak No Evil, I don't know. I was thinking, should I see the original first? Don't know. Have people confused you with Sir Kristen Cole? No, but you know, that would be an interesting thing. Who's more iconic to you, Michael or Jason? Probably Michael. But that's probably because he has more movies recently. Jason hasn't had much in a while, so yeah. All right, gotta end the stream now. It's getting kind of getting too far through it, so hopefully you guys enjoy the stream. I appreciate you all being here. I appreciate all the different questions and comments. It was a fun stream. In terms of videos coming out for the next few weeks, obviously more American Horror Story, some movie reactions, the Green Knight reaction hopefully in a few days, and yeah, we'll go from there. So obviously the Penguin comes out soon, as well as the Agatha show. We'll do reactions to those, and hopefully they're good. So I'll see you all later. Thank you all so much for watching.